rather see you in my dreams. And every chance to dance I'll take if I can't see you again. I'd rather see you in my dreams. And every chance to dance I'll take if I can't see you again. We could be listening for answers, waiting to be set free. You came across this moment, and I'm so thankful you shared it with me.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. How are we doing? I am a hot mess in a really lazy shirt that I got from VidCon many moons ago. Make videos every day. I was working in London today. Managed to make it back. Glad you like the tunes. Oh man, the music today was really good. I spent a little longer selecting some tracks because I always think about how do we kick into the countdown. And actually, it ended quite well, timing-wise. I'm aiming for those 3 minute, 33 second sort of region things. Yeah, it is warm. Really warm. I've just had all the windows open. I've still got the windows open through here. It's just been raining a bit, which is good. Miles, what room is your AC window unit in? It is next door currently. I have had it in here. I can actually show you how I set it up a bit later. Because I did a bit of DIY and I got a package today which will hopefully help. But yeah, good to hear. It has been tell me, anyone in the States, have there been heat waves in the US this week? I know there's been heat waves all across Europe. I know that in America there's a lot of hot weather anyway normally. But central air and a basement computer setup for the win. You have your standing fan on constant. Standing fans are good, but effectively they just blow hot air. But if you have it next to you, it at least gives you that feeling of cool. Is it hot in the States at the moment as well? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope that you're all staying as cool as possible. We're going to be talking about tips and tricks today. But ultimately it's about being safe as well. Because, you know, especially when it comes to heat regulation on the body, in areas of the world where humidity is so high, it means that your body is unable to sweat, which is one of the key ways for your body to cool down. Wow. 90 Fahrenheit in Boston, 43 degrees in Arizona. We had a heat wave about a month ago, temps above 100 Fahrenheit. Yeah, we hit 104. We'll be wearing it. Well, I was in an office in London today, and we had aircon on, and I had my hoodie with me, and I put it on, and I kept thinking about putting it on before going outside, but it stayed up. I mean, at the moment, it says it's 18 degrees outside. I'd believe it. It's still pretty stuffy, and that's the thing in the UK is when you get rain and then you get hot weather, the humidity is horrible. Hello, welcome. Very sleepy in this weather, I'll tell you that. Look, everybody, for anyone that is new, I would love to welcome you to Myles Dyer Live. My name is, of course, Myles Dyer, 2 Ys, as the Without Parole crew like to say. I host a show here every Wednesday, this time, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. British summertime. And be sure to subscribe. Ring the bell so you get notified every time I go live every week to be notified about all future shows. And this is just a chance for us to hang out and chat about everything from the serious to the silly. Mental health and well-being, perhaps. Online quizzes, world events, heat waves, or the latest films. The important thing is that we're here for each other. And you might come to these and think, is this the sort of thing I tune into? And a lot of people do it, and then they stick around. It's just good. It's good for me. I love doing this. And I've always appreciated the people that have stuck around for 43 weeks. But if you're a regular, love you all. Thank you for coming back. Really, really appreciate it. And finally, if you aren't able to watch live, don't worry. I mean, of course, it's better to watch live because then you get to get involved in the live chat. Say hi, live chat, because they'll get to watch that on replay. But if you do post a comment afterwards, I do read them afterwards. You can watch this on replay. And sometimes, even after watching it live, you like to take a moment, maybe you thought about something afterwards, maybe you thought, that would have been good to say. We can say it afterwards. The conversation is always ongoing. And if you like the music that you heard on the intro, here we go. Hi, live chat. There we go. We've got the love coming in. You'll see it all down the side over there. If you did like the music, this is the Spotify playlist that you should like. I'll just put it in the live chat. Wow, it is hammering down outside. That is awesome. It's going to cool the air. Cool the air. Greetings, delicious people. There we go. Look at all this love. All this love. So yeah, that is all housekeeping out of the way. Right. What's new? Well, we start with what's new. Well, first of all, as I mentioned already, I was in London today. Want to take a look? It was on the 39th floor in Canary Wharf, which is the financial district of London. Very fancy place. So fancy that my memory is of going to an MTM machine and like the minimum withdrawal was like £50. So it's for very, very rich people. But it's a really, really nice area. And with the new Elizabeth line, I can get to there from Paddington station, which is how I get into London, in like 16 minutes when it used to take 40 minutes. So it's really, really good. But yeah, this was the view from my office. This was for me this afternoon. So you can see actually here, you can see in the middle, I can't zoom in, but you can see the Shard. Yeah. I mean, the river is so depressingly grey and brown and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's a really, really nice place, really chilled. Had some great meetings with the company I work for, just doing a lot of strategy because our year starts in July, financial year. And we've got a lot of ambitious plans and it's all very, very exciting. This is not by the Tower of London. We have worked at our office anyway. Yeah, I mean, look, the view is amazing. Feel very, very lucky to be able to use that space. We are a remote company, but that is just where we can go and work when we want. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Yeah, no, it is great. I mean, I've never been on the Shard. Has anyone been on the Shard? I hear it's cheaper to go up to the restaurant and get a cocktail than it is to book just to go to the top. I did not say that. I can see our house from here. No, I didn't. Yeah, the Lizzie line is very, very awesome. What else have I been up to this week? Well, while I was on the elevator going up to the 39th floor, my mum buzzed on my door at home. I have a lot of security set up, as you can imagine. And one of the security setups I've got is a doorbell with a camera on it. And on it, my mum was there. And because I was going up on the lift, and she didn't want to embarrass me, but I did mention it before because it was something I wanted to get, and she said she'd seen in this shop some cheaper versions, and this is what she dropped off. Professional teeth whitening kit. Because I wanted to do this. The last time I had it done was when I was in LA, and it's where you do it on those stands where they use the laser and the gel and stuff, and it done a good job, but it did burn my gums. Because it's like $400, £300, $400 to get it done like at my dentist, and they just give you the cartridges to put on it. But it says before and after. Look at that. So maybe we should do a before and after, right? So are my teeth nice to show now? I haven't brushed them today. Right, here we go. My teeth now. See, a bit yellow there. Okay, right? And then I'll do it next week, and then we can do a comparison, all right? Before and after. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, in Costco. That was the one. You know it very well. Oh, very kind. Well, yeah. I also spoke to my dentist about braces because, you know, the top teeth are good. My bottom have been getting a bit crooked again, like crowding there. And to get braces that are hidden around the back, I thought, how much is it going to cost? Like several hundred. They wanted £4,000. Woo! It does it in 2 years, but I'm like, £4,000. My goodness. Thank you very much. I like this. I like these compliments. I wasn't expecting teeth compliments today. I know that I always surprise a lot of American friends. So, like, for a British guy, you have pretty decent teeth. And I just love that there's this stereotype that the British aren't very, very good with their teeth at all. But there we go. You'll be calling us Mr. Cow next week. Yes, that's exactly it. They are the sort of invisible braces round the back. Cool. And then finally, what else has been going on this week? The heat wave, which is obviously the main topic. But it has been exceptionally hot here. Anyone that follows me on Instagram will see that I was still going for my lunchtime walk. And I went a bit earlier on Tuesday. I went at 11:30 in the morning, and it was already hotter than the peak of the day before. It was 36 degrees when I went out for the walk on Tuesday at 11:30 in the morning. Celsius. So 36, which is 96.8 Fahrenheit. And then that day here, it got to just over 100 Fahrenheit. So yeah, it was. We have healthier teeth in the US, just not as pretty. You had all yours taken out. Do you know the best time to go to the dentist? 2:30. 2:30. I know that big British smiles. All the sugar in the tea. Love it. 2:30. Yes, even better. You've improved on my joke. Right. So, when I bring my aircon unit in here, the window is the other side of this, so I can't put the pipe out that way. So I actually I put it round the corner into my bathroom, open the door. God, it really heats up. But to cover the gap in the door, I actually use, just bring it over here, a bed sheet, and I close the door, and I put the bed sheet with obviously gaffer tape, and then I put it like that. You can't see it at the moment, but like it goes round. It goes round like that. And that is my DIY. But when it's in my bedroom, you have like a pipe and a slat that goes over the window, but it's for when windows open sideways. Mine comes out at an angle, so I had to put the pipe outside, close the door window as much as I can. I've got blackout blinds, and then I've got curtains as well, and I'm tucking it all over. It works, but it's probably not efficient. So I have ordered this, which came today. Home Air Seal for portable air conditioner. And this is basically, it's a bit fiddly. It's tape and stuff, but it's basically that you cover all the gaps in the window when it's open with a zip, so you can put the pipe out and it seals it. So I don't know if I'm going to try that tonight because it looks quite fiddly, and after this I'm going to be exhausted. So it might be something I get to wrestle with tomorrow, which should be fun. Anyway, you will see in the chat, everybody, on the right-hand side. And by the way, has everyone had a good week? Or has the heat really destroyed everyone? Because I have to say, on the first day, because I had all the curtains and blinds shut in the house, it stayed cool for a long time. And then when we got to about 4 o'clock in the evening, my goodness, you could feel it's that whole thing. If you feel the room heating up and you realise, oh no, this isn't actually going down. And it just kept going and going. And by like 9 o'clock at night, I couldn't think straight. It was horrible, 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 horrible. It is raining heavy outside, really, really heavy. But yeah, we've got a poll in the YouTube chat just asking you, what has the temperature been like for you this week? Has it been too hot? Has it been, yeah, pretty good, somewhere in the middle? Or has it been too cold? I'd love it if anyone had said too cold. Although actually one of my colleagues in Norway was wearing a jumper during our meetings. You had a good week? This is good, this is good. So you got a new fridge, freezer and TV. Oh no. Wait, is that why you got the new fridge, freezer and TV, or the new ones got damaged? Same here, fine till tea time, then before you know it, the temp's gone up, yeah, by 2 or 3 degrees. And you think this is all happening because the Earth is warming up by just 1 degree. Oh man, it's scary, 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 scary. My week's been going fine. It's been tough, but it's been fine, thank you. I basically lived in a cave, Flintstone style, with curtains and blinds shut for 2 days. I think I'm done with summer now. God, I learned that the hard way a couple of years ago. You're like, I need to get some fresh air. You open the window and you just feel the heat come in. You're like, no, it's too late. It's too late. There's been hardly any rain. Oh no. Oh God, yeah, dogs. Has everyone's pets, like cats and dogs, have really struggled with it? 1 second, I'm just going to check the rain, all right? It is absolutely hammering it outside. I kind of want to just video outside and then show you. Yeah, really heavy, but it's awesome. I kind of want to go run out in it, like Shawshank Redemption style. Yeah. Well, a lot of islands like Barbados and that have all said if we go up 2-3 degrees, that'll be complete annihilation. Yeah, well, this is it. A lot of people say it rains all the time in the UK, and I'm like, it doesn't. But when it does rain here, it floods, and a lot of people struggle. Yeah, it's been really, really bad. Oh yeah, I hear about these cooling mats. They work good. It's like the gel stuff, isn't it? I'm just loading up some of these clips to show you because yeah, they're meant to be really, really, really good. So today we're talking about the heat, how to beat the heat. So lots of you, I'm sure, have got suggestions. This show is going to be probably a short one just because it is so hot right now. You can probably see it in my shiny, shiny face. When I say a short one, it's going to be an hour, but I'll make sure we stick to time in that. Can you get humans heat cooling mats? Yeah, a massive one for humans. Oh, there you go. It is good for us humans too. Oh yeah, anyone in basement flats? Yeah. There we go. One for you, one for... Oh, that's good. No extremes except for now. Oh yeah, keep it that way. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Right. So I've got quite a lot to show you today. So firstly, let's kickstart. Has everyone seen this? Is it going to load the right thing? Yeah. Has Has everyone seen this? So in 2020, the Met Office, which is responsible for meteorology in the UK, weather, advising and that, they produced a hypothetical weather forecast for 23rd of July 2050 based on UK climate projections. Today, the forecast for Tuesday is shockingly almost identical for large parts of the country. Let's just bring this up a bit. So up here is the hypothetical one for 2050 due to climate change. And then this was the actual one for the hot day that we had. But Dr. Simon Lee, who posted it, did say, to clarify, I don't think you can interpret this as climate change occurring faster than anticipated. Climate models have shown that 40 degrees C is possible in the UK in the current climate, just very rare. My point is that what is coming on Tuesday gives an insight into the future. In the present climate, 40 degrees C represents a new extreme, which is becoming more likely due to climate change. Both the 2050 and 2022 forecasts are showing extreme events, but 40 degrees C in the 2050 forecast is less extreme than the 40 C in 2022. So it makes you think what the extreme temperatures are going to be. In 2050. Do people feel that this is changing how people are looking at climate change around the world? Skeptics and that? Because some people in the UK were still going, oh, it's just a bit of sunshine. Everyone likes a bit of sun. Just put the windows down, enjoy it. You'll be complaining when it's raining. The weather presenter hasn't aged a day. No, he hasn't. He hasn't at all. Oh, God. That's very true. Very, very true. Let's get him back. Let's get him back up. There we go. Yeah, no, he looks pretty good there, doesn't he? If anything, I mean, he actually lost his tan. Yeah, look at that. Oh, man. Europe seems to have found out how to cool down. Yeah, the 2050 model. Yeah, it really is going to take everyone, Hannah. Absolutely, absolutely. Everyone must do their bit. But don't let yourself be conned, because this whole idea of individual responsibility of, like, you know, don't use plastic straws and, you know, put your recycling in the right boxes and things like this. That is been, all that good work is being overturned by tens of thousands of times by the big corporations and fossil fuel industry that keeps pumping carbon into the atmosphere. Do you know, when it comes to climate change and all the deniers, I just find it absolutely bewildering when you just go down to the basic science of what the greenhouse effect is. You know, carbon is an insulator in the atmosphere. It traps heat. So the more heat you trap, the warmer the atmosphere gets. It's as simple as that. And if you keep putting carbon in the atmosphere, it's going to keep trapping more and more heat. This is the scary thing, is, are we going to react once it's like this all the time? Because if so, it's too late then. Because basically, if we hit net zero now, you know, temperatures are going to be like what they are now. Yeah. Well, it's the whole thing of, like, it's easier. It's the just world hypothesis. It's easier to think it's an extremity than to deal with the reality that actually we could be in a lot of trouble. Because people feel defenceless. Because when you look to our governments, and currently we're about to get a new prime minister, and one of them wants to remove the green levies and stuff like that. It's incredibly, oh, excuse me, concerning indeed. Right, let me have a look here. Just having a look. Please do vote in the poll if you haven't already. And I am just loading up. Right, I've got a video. So for those that haven't known what's been going on in the UK, we have actually had fires, wildfires. Now you get people that going, oh, what? So one day of hot heat and it starts fires. That's not going to happen. It's like, no, hot weather dries the grass, makes everything a lot more combustible. So things that normally wouldn't cause huge fires now actually spread more. And this was a report from The Guardian, which showcased just that. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, my bad. I reset that by mistake. So this is Dartford in Kent. Wennington was the bad one. Destroyed buildings and devoured tinder dry fields in Wennington. Yeah. Scenes that we're just seeing everywhere. I mean, it's going to get to a point where we can't keep up with all this. Fires are going to just... And that's when runaway climate change happens. You know, we need trees to breathe. They're the best form of carbon capture. And then at a golf course. That's in Birmingham. So yeah, it was all over. It was all over in the UK. There we go. 60 homes destroyed in those fires around the UK. 40 of them around Greater London. Yeah. Yeah, but unfortunately, it's the news and opinions that voice it. You know. Okay. Right. See, I say it looks like for sure, but what happens in California, we've not had it as bad as like California has been horrific. But there's no, you know, there's every chance that we could get to that point. It's pretty remarkable. But Extinction Rebellion are obviously sounding alarms more. This is a climate emergency, and Dr. Rupert Read, who was a spokesperson for Extinction Rebellion just before he came on the show, he came on the Quest for Global Empathy. I actually want to find out before I show you this clip. What date this was. Okay, so keep in mind, I can't believe this. This was almost 3 years ago. So this was on the 18th. Well, this was released on the 18th of September 2019. I'm just going to let this clip play and just listen to what he said to me then.
For me, this is tied up crucially with the concept of precaution, of being precautious, of not being reckless, of not doing damage that is foreseeable, which exposes us to very, very grave risks. For example, the risk of collapse. And this is summarized in philosophy and in international law through the idea of the precautionary principle. And what the precautionary principle says basically is, if you're doing something which is potentially very, very risky, then you don't need to wait until all the evidence is in to decide to stop carrying on doing it. You should stop carrying on doing it ahead of that, because by the time you wait for all the evidence, it could well be too late, right? So that's foresight. That would be foresight. Surely we know all these principles. We understand all of this. We just have to learn how to apply it. Now, you ask, but isn't it too late? Haven't we already failed this test? I think with the question of is it too late, we've got to always ask ourselves, too late for what, right? So it's too late to avoid the 6th mass extinction of other species. That's ongoing. It's not too late, however, to stop that mass extinction becoming as catastrophic as some of the previous mass extinctions. For example, the late Permian mass extinction, where 96% of species on Earth were rendered extinct. So it's too late for one thing, but not too late for the other. It's too late to avoid dangerous anthropogenic climate change. It's too late to avoid the kind of climate chaos we're already seeing in the last few years, which of course is one of the main reasons why so many people are now, thank God, finally waking up. It's not too late to stop that climate chaos from spinning away into runaway climate change, for example, where we escalate through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 degrees of overheat. It's too late, and here's a slightly controversial claim, but I think only very slightly. I think it's actually very, very clear if you're willing to open your eyes. It's too late to save industrial civilization and progress in the form that we understand that term as usual. We're too far down the road now. We have to put too drastic a handbrake emergency turn on to our system to be able to carry on. But it's not too late, in my opinion, in my belief, for us to be able to head off collapse. It's going to be incredibly hard for us to stop a collapse from occurring. But I don't think let's put it this way. I don't think the evidence is in that it's too late for that. I think for all that we know, we might still just be able to do it. It is going to take an enormous, unprecedented change. It's going to be like a wartime mobilization. And this time, as you say, in a way, the enemy is one that we cannot see. But in another way, we are starting to see the enemy quite clearly. And I'm not just referring to Trump and Bolsonaro and Johnson and so on. I'm referring to the way that our weather is spinning out of control. I'm referring to the way you can see now the destruction in the Amazon and in the central African forests and so on. So we are at a really horrendous moment in our history, but also a moment where I believe that there is genuine hope, because there are various things that it is not too late for, but we have to be honest about the things that it is too late for. We have to be ready to give those up. We have to be ready to relinquish them. And among the things that's going to be very challenging for us to relinquish, we have to relinquish the fantasy, for example, that we can carry on growing our economy and still be able to survive and avoid collapse. There is no choice there. We are definitely going to have to make do in the future with an economy which is going to be more of, let's put it this way, of a manageable dimension, more compatible with planetary limits. The only question is, are we going to make that kind of choice voluntarily, or are we going to have it forced upon us? And I really hope and urge that it would make complete sense for us to try to make it voluntarily. If it's forced upon us, it's going to be very, very ugly, and millions, or more likely billions, will die.
It's pretty heavy watching, but I've always liked the way that he communicates his ideas, always with clarity. Dr. Rupert Read was actually interested in coming on one of these shows, but he always switches off before 9 o'clock every evening to rest, which I really respect that regiment. I wish I was more disciplined with mine. But yeah, I like the way that he words it, about the way that we frame the fact that it is too late for some things, and we keep on thinking, can we reverse things and go back to how they were? No, this is the new normal, and now this is the new normal that we can, try and save. And if we let it slide again, it's going to get worse, and then we have to try and save that new normal. So yeah, it's pretty remarkable stuff. What was everyone's thoughts on that clip? And if people are feeling a bit down because of it, I did ask him, which he talked to. The question there was, is it too late? Callie says, yes, the economy, we do somehow need to fully uncouple from growth. We somehow need an economy reset button. It's a pity COVID wasn't that moment. It seemed like a good opportunity. Yeah, I mean, look, infinite growth on a finite planet is like the capitalist dream, and for me, I'm for a mixed economy. You need government regulation to keep big corporations in check. You also need corporations to put pressure on governments and hold big government in check. It's a bit of a power play, and also you need democratization. But the truth is that we need an economy that doesn't profit from things that cause harm. Whether, we shouldn't be allowing people to profit from selling drugs and, medication. Your cat is watching me. Hello, Canucks cat. Yeah, we need to mobilise, and we need governments to be bold, because the truth is, whatever government nails infinite energy by having a massive programme of renewable energy, and you get the people that are saying, oh, but it doesn't always blow wind all of the time, or it's not always sunny. That's why you diversify energy resources. Now, it's not to say that we stop doing fossil fuels tomorrow. It's also not to say that we don't use nuclear energy. At the time, I was actually against nuclear energy. But I've definitely come around. I've worked on a job with a company that is building a nuclear power station, and it was really enlightening. And for us to reach carbon neutral, or net zero carbon by 2050, which by the way is way too slow. Like, if you think that now we are 27 and a half years away from that. We can't keep going like this. Like, we need to stop carbon emissions now. But, you know, nuclear energy will be a part of that. Is all of your desk. Okay. You're always typing something weird. And yeah, it's not about absolutes. It's about reductions. Like, I'm not vegetarian, I'm not vegan, but you know what? The majority of my fridge is vegan. I try not to eat any meat other than chicken. And yeah, it's something I do. And then I have these supplements for my B vitamins, which is all vegan. Well, I like the idea of having like a Bitcoin or like a cryptocurrency that is bound, is like associated with the number of trees we've got. I mean, it's a completely batshit crazy idea. I don't even know how it could work, but I like the idea of having the value associated with the amount that nature is flourishing. But that question that I asked in there was regarding, and by the way, I do recommend checking the full episode, which I will link in the chat. It went on for an hour and 48, which you can see here. There we go. I put it in the chat there. Obviously, it's not clickable on screen. But that was me asking him, is it too late? Okay, so there's that. The other question I asked, though, was, have you lost hope? Is hope lost? And again, this is like almost 3 years ago now. And this is what he said.
The very things that we need to do to improve our lives largely coincide with the very things we need to do in order to save ourselves. And these fantasies of, oh, you'll be made happier by having more and more and more products, or just go on more and more and more flights, and then you'll be a person who is fully fulfilled. That's just what the producers are teaching us. That's what the advertisers want us to believe. It doesn't actually make us happy.
On a personal note, I do remember about a decade ago when I first really became aware of these issues, and I remember having mild panic attacks at night. Just visions of like oil refineries and just very surreal visions, because it was just when you became aware of, as we speak right now, us ripping up the earth for all that it's worth, and it was a very overwhelming thing. And I think that is where despair can be quite destructive in activism, which is where we present with people what the problems are, and the reason people bat them away is, I don't know what to do about it. I always say when I present issues to people in my videos and things like that, it's in the context of what you can do about it. I mentioned it before in the sense of entertain, inform, inspire. So entertain is you grab people's attention because there's a lot of noise out there. You've got to cut through that. Inform, you want people to leave what you've said with more information than what they came to the conversational video with or piece of media with in the first place. But the last thing is probably the most important, which is inspire. It's about giving people autonomy to own it themselves and to go out into the world and realise they don't need to wait for someone else. Yeah. Although there are people that will say, I'm waiting for direction. But I think if you just present the problems, that's when people do act in despair and actually probably switch off.
Yeah, look, I'm kind of with you, but let me give a slightly different angle.
I'm looking at this.
So inspire, absolutely. But inspire, of course, also means breathe, means take a breath.
It does, yeah.
And I think that's crucial too. One of the things I do when I give my Extinction Rebellion talks is I say to people towards the end, so look, I've been showing you this desperate problem. I've been outlining to you this desperate and wonderful solution that we're offering. Maybe we'll talk more about that soon. But what I also want you to do before you rush off into that solution is pause for a minute, is take a breath, slow down and sit with it for a while. Because I actually think that it's really important that we sit with the horrible stuff for a while and that we don't rush too quickly for, oh, what's the solution? Because if we don't sit with it, then we don't really fully feel with it. And, even despair can be good for a while. Despair can be good because it's impressing upon us the real depth of the tragedy and of the disaster and of the appallingness. We need to face reality. We need to be far more honest than we've been for a long time about how deep our plight is and how deep the solutions need to be, right? One of the dangers, if you don't allow yourself to sit in despair or even depression for a while, as I've done and many of the people who I know have done, is that you rush for solutions which are not deep enough solutions. They can be false solutions. And
Quick
when you
fixes.
really,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
when you really get how deep the problem is, when you really get how much needs to change, that's when you're in a good position to actually start to move determinedly towards the genuine solution. So I want to put in a little word for pausing, and even a little word for despair. But look, you're right. What you don't want to do is just leave people stuck in depression and despair, especially isolated, without any sense of what the solutions are. That's one of the reasons why community is so important here. And one of the reasons why, if, for example, someone listening to this podcast is feeling a bit kind of overwhelmed, or a bit like, oh my God, this is too much information and I don't know what to do with it and I don't know what the solutions are. Well, one of the first steps is talk about it with other people, right? Realize that you are not alone. And that's one of the great things that's been happening in the last few years. In my think tank greenhouse, we started to contemplate this stuff and we all felt terribly alone. We all felt, God, I'm terrified about the future of the world and I think it's just me who's this terrified. And then we shared our fears with each other and then we felt less alone. Right? And then we could start to act on the problems. And again, it's the same in Extinction Rebellion. One of the important things that Extinction Rebellion has done, I think, is provided people with opportunities of all sorts for sharing their fears and sharing their hopes and sharing their intentions for action. So yeah, I would say to anyone who's feeling at all isolated or overwhelmed, don't stay isolated. Share your concerns, share your fears. You'll find that you probably actually do share them with a lot of people. And that's one of the crucial grounds on which you can build community and build solutions.
I agree, and I can attest to that because of what happened after that. Although I did have moments of isolation and despair, I did started speaking about it, and that's how you make connections.
Yeah.
And I agree with having the breathe element in there. There was a phrase I came up with a while ago, which was something along the lines of the truth sometimes hurts, but I like to regard it as growing pains. This idea that it is it's a process that can help you.
Do you know what? Oh, man, looking at this, I miss doing the podcast show and doing it in person. I would love to do it again one day, but I just know I don't have the time and the setup to do it. Obviously, doing it on here works, but a part of me feels that maybe the Quest for Global Empathy just starts becoming a live show that I do on Mondays. So it's a live podcast with an audience. I'm currently trying to sort stuff out with YouTube at the moment to get my AdSense working so I can get money for all the super chats the past year. I can then create membership, and thank you. It's actually a line that I've always been very proud of, which is the truth sometimes hurts, but I like to regard it as growing pains. And especially with the patrons that have still been supporting me all this time. I haven't done one since November. Because of my illness and stuff like that, and now doing this. But the Quest for Global Empathy, I do want to get back on. And I do feel kind of, if I do the live show in this setup, where we just do it live, I then don't have to edit it. We just go for it and then see how it goes. I think that could work really, really well, right? So Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. And yeah, for those that don't know who Elizabeth Sobeck, don't look too much up. She is a fictional character from a brilliant computer game called Horizon Zero Dawn. And the story's amazing. Uncertainty about the economic future and a little fear is me looking into personal solar power solutions for the first time. I'm getting productive. Well, do share your findings. Hope the heat hasn't been too murderous for you all. Yeah, all doing good here, as good as possible. But yeah, looking at those clips, did it work? I mean, the Professor Gilbert one was not live. Like, it was. I mean, it streamed live, but just for supporters only. I mean, that still could be a thing, and then I edit it afterwards. But yeah. I don't know, I've got to have a think about it. But I'll tell you what, those two clips, I realise I need to get them edited with captions and get them on my social media. I think they're very telling at the time. And Rupert Read is a brilliant orator, and I love that conversation we're having with sort of disagreements, and we're kind of dancing around each other and sort of coming to some sense of mutual consensus. Right. The last thing I wanted to talk about, I said we were going to keep this to an hour. It's probably going to spill just over, but it is the important part of the show. We were going to be asking, what do you guys do to be cool? So before I fire up this article, just put in the comments now, like 3 bullet points. What are your top 3 tips for staying cool when it's really, really hot? I would love to know. I would love to know. It's telling me to get my train. I'm already home. You're here before words on stream. Yeah, just in time, just in time. And if you're watching and haven't clicked the like button yet, please do. Only 10 have clicked like, which I love. But there are 21 of you watching right now. And I hope you're going to stay for after this conversation, because today we're going to beat level 19. Right, beat the heat. Ice and a fan. Has anyone done the whole, is it what, a bottle of water over the fan or something like that? Some people talk about like putting your like blanket or your sheet, a bed sheet, in the freezer. Warm cup of tea and a good fan. Yeah. Wet towel on the back of the neck's going to be really good. Like your pulse points are going to be really, really good. Wear as little as possible, having a fan blowing on you, and drink plenty. Like drinking plenty is absolutely important. Curtains and blinds and shutters all drawn shut. Oh, man, it really is. First thing in the morning, you're like, surely this is heating up. It's amazing how much it keeps the heat out. Dunking feet and head in cold water. Hot water bottle. Do you know, as I was having a shower during the heat, I had a moment in the shower where I was like, oh my goodness, I can have it cold. Because for years before I had my bathroom redone, it was always stuck on the hottest, so I've always had to deal with that. You have central AC, but to reduce the load on it, I have dehumidifier, ceiling fans, and a tower fan that blows me when I sleep. That's good. Oh, mine does dehumidifying, but I don't know if it's much needed at the moment. Keep the wet towel near your bed and it will cool you down. Okay. Unlike PSVR Gamescast, I like this stream enough to drop a like with or without 20 questions. I see. Good breeze outside. Like ventilation is really important. Wrists under cold water. Yeah, cold showers. Yeah, curtains and closed windows on the sunny side of your building. Yeah. For every cup of caffeinated drink, drink an extra cup of ice water. That's a really good one. So like ratios. Never go for a cold bath. There have been quite a few deaths in the UK due to young people swimming in rivers and lakes because of, I think it's called cold shock. I think I have experienced it, but it was like this deep like paddling pool thing that we had set up on this like military training thing, and I went in it and I felt I couldn't go under because like my body was shaking. But there's a lot of kids that have gone in the water thinking, oh, it's nice and cool, and your body, because of the temperature change, just goes into shock. And yeah, cold water shock, that's it. Really, really sad. Glass half full approach. Didn't have to heat water in the last few days, saved energy and had nice lukewarm showers. Do they say a cold shower is bad for you? I don't know. Is that right? Monitor the temperature. Have a couple of... this is great. Look at all this. Great. Well, check out this article, everybody. This is actually from 2020. Ditch the fan. How to stay cool when home working in a heat wave. I love the images they always use. But we're just going to skim through this. This is by Stuart Heritage, who I think I do remember from working at The Guardian many years ago. So, number 1, undress. You are working from home. HR cannot be... Let's wind this up. HR cannot be offended if you don't get properly dressed. I've had a few colleagues this week saying they're not going on camera for meetings because they're in alternative clothing, dress, where they called it. At the very least, remove your socks. As things become more and more unbearable, there is no shame in stripping off, but be sure to leave some clothes nearby if you do. That way you will panic less whenever a delivery driver knocks. This is hard-fought personal experience talking. Ventilate. The trick here is to open your windows but close your curtains. You want a breeze because there is nothing worse than sitting in an airless room for an extended period of time during a heat wave, but you also want to keep the sun out. So I haven't done that. Has anyone tried that where you have the mixture? Was not wearing trousers and I'm in HR. Soak a t-shirt in water. Yeah, around the neck. Natural fibre clothing. Yeah, I mean, I won't say too much of step one, but I've had the house to myself this week, so it's been good. Yeah, the ventilation, like having the windows open and the curtains down, that is definitely something I'm going to have to check out for sure. Okay, hydrate. We all know this one, yeah? So hydrate. Change how you eat. I like this one. There is a reason why we eat salads in the summer. Components such as lettuce, celery, and cucumber have a high water content to keep you better hydrated, so these should form your new lunches. Meanwhile, try to cut meat from your diet. When your body breaks down meat, it expands extra energy, which causes heat. This is a product called thermogenesis, but you might know it better as meat sweats. Meat sweats. Don't forget ice cream. Nothing worse when you're sticking to your furniture. All right. Don't buy a fan. I bought a fan for my office during the last heat wave and it's rubbish. All it does is push hot air around, which helps nobody. If you do buy a fan, freeze a 2-litre bottle of water and place it between the fan and you, which should help to cool the air. Go outside. Sit in a park. Leave your phone at home because the last thing you need is a roasting hot electronic device nestled next to your thigh. But do not work outside. Yeah. Your posture is awful and you'll start to ache. If you are not careful, you'll burn. There are too many distractions. And wasps. Working outdoors is a mug's game. Go for a drive. This is not ecologically sound in any way, but must. Your house does not have air conditioning, but your car does. If you get a break during the day, drive around for 10 minutes to cool down. Cool your pulse points. This is what we mentioned. A cold, wet towel on the back of your neck will cool your brainstem, which regulates temperature. A bag of frozen peas on your wrists or behind your knees also works wonders. And then change your working hours. Obviously, not everyone can do that. But, that's a good list there, right? I think it's a good list. And there's lots of articles online about how to deal with a heat wave. So definitely do check it out. Yeah, I heard peppermint oil was good. Someone else mentioned that. Or did you mention that last week? I've heard it a lot. So yeah, really good one. Right. So that's it. So everybody, I'm getting a cool breeze from the other room now after it's been raining. The temperature's dropped a little bit. Everybody, I want to thank you for tuning in again. I am really at low energy today. I've struggled with this, but I've enjoyed it. A lot of people sat in cars. Yeah. I think it's time. Are we ready? Are we ready for what we always do? Yeah? Are we ready to do this? Are we ready? Are we ready to get the best score ever? Could I do ASMR? Maybe I could do ASMR. I'm just setting this up as I'm doing ASMR. I actually did start recording a guided meditation. I never used it, so I wasn't entirely happy with it. Let's give it our best. This is the spirit. Yes. You hate whispering. Why do you hate whispering? Karina, why do you hate whispering? Is it because it tickles your ears and you're very ticklish? Why, Karina? Okay. With that said, are we ready, everybody? For those that have not played it before, you just type in the chat to guess words that you can make up with all the letters you see on the screen. Let's do this. Let's get the music going. Good luck, everybody. Let's do this. Congrats, Hannah. That's awesome. Focusing a lot this time. A lot of people making up letters that aren't there. We don't do that yet. Right, there's some four-letter words beginning with C or O. Maybe E. There we go. Accrue. Well done. Although I thought accrue had an E at the end. Fantastic. We got 3 levels. Well done, everybody. We're just going to plow on. Eyebrow, well done. Booyah. Right, let's step this up. Let's step this energy up with some hyper potions. Actually, no, let's go a bit more. There's quite a lot beginning with E or O or B. 4 letters. Okay, it's going to be some... Is it Ewer or something like that? Beginning with E or O. Aya, you beat me to it. Nice one. Well done, everybody. That was really good. We're going to keep pressing on. Wow, there's not many here at all, and there's a fake letter. L is fake. Yeah. Don't use L. So we've got a 4-letter beginning with M or R. And then maybe one with V. So Veer. You beat me to it. Is it Ream? Over. This is going good, guys. This is looking promising. Hit that like button if you haven't already. So greet is not being allowed. Is G the fake letter? It is. Do not use G. I've just used G. I'm an idiot. Let's step this up. Wow, everyone. Everyone's doing really good today. But we know we're just going to get a brutal level and that's it. So we got one beginning, a 4-letter with T. Maybe 2 with T, although R could be... Wow, one more. It's going to begin with E. Or T. Tenor? No. Oh, that's annoying. Doesn't even tell you what it is. That's the lame thing. Right, let's have a look at the scores so far. Look, Mark has hit the 100 mark. Well done, buddy. Thank you for everyone. And even if you haven't got one yet, if you haven't got a point yet, don't worry. Keep guessing. We're all in this together. Is this level 10? No, level 13. There's a hidden letter and a fake letter. I think Q is going to be fake. Center. So 2 E's. There we go, guys. So maybe one beginning C, R. E again. E or... Just making up words now. One more. Man. A turn. Like these. Erect. I love that everyone always avoids those kind of words because it's like, no, they wouldn't allow that in the game. And then erect is the one that saved it. Well done. That was a power move right there. Erect got us over the line. Everyone, we're smashing this, absolutely smashing this. But now this is where it's going to get tough. I believe there's no more 4-letter words. They all have to be 5 or more. Is everyone ready? Let's beef this up. This is going to be tense. We ready? We can do this. We can do this. It's going to be tough. I believe in us. Is you the fake letter? I think it is. But what is the hidden? Remit. God, we've still not got it yet. Oh no. As soon as that appears, here we go. X. Oh. Go, guys. X, X, X. Use X. X is going to be worth so many points. One more with X. That was brutal. We could have had that. We could have had that. Oh. Oh, lots of good ones there coming in through the chat. Well done, everyone. This game is brutal, right? This game is brutal. Yeah. Yeah, oh man. We were doing so well, and like... The thing is, though, as soon as you don't get that hidden... I mean, guessing X as the hidden letter... But if you leave it until that last thing, it means everyone gets just one guess. And that was it. That was tough. That was tough. But good effort, everyone. Yeah, the X was hard. Erex. You should have put Erex. But that's a 4-letter. Yeah, I know. But there's always next time. I wonder what episode will finally hit 20. Will we hit 20 by episode 60? Yeah, and we had the extra heat against us. And also, the earlier rounds, 3 stars every step of the way. So, really, really good, everybody. Look, I want to end this now, everyone, because I am boiling. I need to turn these lights off. I need to chill out. But I want to thank every single one of you for tuning in this week. I love you dearly. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. Do subscribe and ring the bell. And, as always, in this final bit, it's down to your thoughts. So tell me, how... actually, not how. What are your plans? Any exciting plans for the rest of the week despite this heat? Let's go with that. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. I'm so dead in the head right now. Love, respect, empathy. Hopefully get this YouTube channel sorted by next week, because then we can do some really, really awesome stuff on the show. And adios till next time. Much love.
Thought I saw you on the road. I was chasing sunsets all alone. The darkness faded, painting goodbye, big sky. Far away, but dreaming of your ocean eyes. Thought I saw you on the road. I was chasing sunsets all alone. The darkness faded, painting goodbye, big sky. Far away, but dreaming of your ocean eyes. Thought I saw you on the road. I was chasing sunsets all alone. The darkness faded, painting goodbye, big sky. Far away, but dreaming of your ocean eyes.
Hey, honestly, what happened was I went to get a drink and I forgot to put the comments up on screen. So that was a faux pas from me. Sorry about that, guys. Listen, thank you as always for tuning in. I'm just feeling good about this show, even on days like this where I'm really run down on energy and I'm hot and bothered. It's so stuffy in here. I can't wait to get out. But yeah, thank you. And I don't know, I just want to start coming up with some creative things for the show, and I do think that the Quest for Empathy could be a really cool Monday feature. Might not happen every Monday, but it will at least be good to have something there, maybe planned for the same time every week. I don't know, need to work it out, or maybe it could be a weekend thing. I guess it's going to be dependent on when the guest is available, but yeah, it's something I definitely want to think about bringing back. And the other thing I want to do is I want to do another audit of basically all the running costs of like the broadcast system, you know, hosting the podcast, stuff like that. And then I can just tally it up and do it as a pie chart and sort of show people this is what I invest in to do it, and therefore this is the target to run the channel, and that's what we can do membership on and stuff like that. So yeah, YouTube have got in contact with me. I am going to speak with them this week and hopefully get it sorted. And yeah, I can't wait, because then I'm going to get some really cool emojis commissioned, including the vitamin G one. Yeah. Really appreciate it, Mark. Very, very kind of you. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, Much love to you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Stay cool, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Adios until then.